Hi everyone, it's MissNikkiAnn. I hope everyone's doing okay. As for me, just trying to deal with the struggle of the balancing act, having so many things to do and a limited amount of time and energy to do them. And they're all important things. So having to take priorities and just almost toss them away or just kind of just pray that God gives me the insight as to which thing to do and which thing to let go of. And in the end, it all works out. But it's just being very diligent about your choices and very skillful, taking a lot of time to pray and meditate on things. So yeah, been doing that because I haven't been feeling too great. Okay, that's normal. Okay, that's normal. But realizing that it's the time of year where there are changes coming. My 6-year-old will be out of school in a couple of weeks. And so just getting his summer schedule ready and knowing that I need to keep him busy so that, I don't outrun myself and keep, and it's hard because I still have no income and trying to, it's bad enough he goes to a private school and that's costly. So trying not to choose activities for the summer for him that will put a drain on my parents and my boyfriend because they're my only help financially. And so yeah, but it's knowing that I still need to keep him busy. And then I have so many things going on. As when you have a limited amount of energy and you have a personal life that needs to be maintained, doctor appointments and paperwork out of your ears for disability or for a new doctor or for whatever, but your energy is low. It's like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get this done? And then friendships to maintain, relationships with family members, all of those things that appear to be priorities. I'm going to say it this way. When I am one with my spirit and with God and my most living in meditation and prayer, as I like to say, then I realized that I decided that those things were important. God didn't say that they were important. It's hard though, because once you hear clearly what it is that you need to do and stay focused on, it's the total opposite of what the world and wants you to stay focused on. What your friends, your family, bill collectors, insurance companies. God is like, I'm driving, we've got this, let go. Those same people who want you to focus on what they want you to focus on have issues that they're not tending to. So I'm asking you to tend to yours so that you can live a better life. And so just releasing, knowing I can't call people back, friends who've left messages, when I say from like a year ago, just letting it go and knowing that God has them under control. He will put on their heart what he needs for them to know about me. And if they listen to it, fine. If they don't, that was a choice. And a lot of people have said over time, I just knew that I shouldn't bother you. I knew that with the type of illness you have, that you need as much rest as possible, and that when you are ready, you will contact me. I've had those people who have heard that within themselves and their spirit and have adhered to it, and don't judge me for what this illness takes me through. And so I just had to scale down. I mean, I live a simple life. So imagine, and I know you guys can, but for those who don't have a chronic illness, imagine taking an already scaled down life and scaling it down even more and trusting God that everything will be taken care of. You know, I've always had my faith. I grew up going to church all the time. All the time was at church. But it's not about church, especially now since I physically can't get to church and maintain the upright position to be there. But the journey as you get older, and I've always had my spiritual connection with God and through prayer, but now as I'm getting older and I'm moving into meditation, I realize, you know, with prayer, to me, it's a conversation. I'm saying something, I'm talking. Meditation is the answer. When I still my mind long enough to hear what God has put on my spirit. So I pray, and I try, believe it or not, I try not to overpray, because I don't want to bombard God with the things that He's already answered. So like, pray, say what you gotta say, keep it simple, because you know even before you asked it, He's already answered. So if anything, my prayer is always just thank you, and you know, give me the strength to do what you would have me to do. I have the most simple prayers, and so usually when people, you know, ask me to pray for them, sometimes I have to say, what do you want me to pray for you? Because when I pray, it's very simple, to let God's will be done. If that means that that person's going to go through a sicker time, who am I to say, Lord, make them well right now? There may be a reason for the journey He has them on. So I just always say, God, your will be done, and give that person the strength to endure whatever it is that you have in store for them, or what life has in store for them. Give them peace in the storm of life. So that's pretty much my prayer, you know, besides, you know, the Lord's Prayer and things, you know. And then in meditation, that's where I spend my most time. I feel thankful to have this tool that my psychiatrist and psychologist got me started on this a few years ago now, because I realized, and I've said it to even reverends, preachers, I've said it to so many people, I said, because they're curious, you know, well, what's this meditation thing? I said, it goes hand in hand. Meditation is what God gave us. It's just, we're too busy going, Lord, Lord. It's when you shut up and hear the answer that was given even before you asked. The answer that was given, you know, even before you were born. It was already answered. So quieting the mind, quieting the body and your life long enough to hear the answer. And so that's where I'm at, because I went to group meditation yesterday, and I always say thank God, because you know, it always refocuses everything. Like, okay, shut up, Nikki, hear the answer, hear it, you know. And I don't even ask any questions anymore, really. And I've learned that if I don't ask any questions, I won't clutter my mind with more things. Just live in the answer. Live in the answer that God is giving you. Live in the answer that your spirit is trying to sing to you, but you can't hear because you just keep thinking that your mind should control all these things. And I like how Millie, I think it was, did she make the video yesterday or whatever, where she was saying she knew that something was, this GJ thing was coming, and that it was now time for her, basically, I'm just going to paraphrase because I can't remember exactly, basically it was time for her to be quiet and hear what the steps are going to be for her within the process. So her just accepting it, making peace with it, because just because we hear the answer doesn't mean we like it. Like, you know, I remember people saying, I'm going to pray for you, I've been praying for you, that God heals you, and I'm always like, in meditation, that's not what I heard. I heard that, you know, more is coming with this experience. And so I have to find the peace with that. And I know they want the best for me, and sometimes the best isn't 100% health, because illness humbles you to a point where you gain so much wisdom that you can only say thank you, God. Without this illness, or without this tragedy or trauma, I wouldn't be as humble, and I wouldn't be as wise and appreciative. So I am thankful for it being a tool, my illness being a tool for me to delve deeper into what God really wants, just peace that surpasses all understanding, and just trusting, even in the storm, that it's already all been answered. May not be the answer your mind wanted, but it's the answer your spirit wanted, because your spirit was already with God. The mind just created here on earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, but the spirit, it's like, okay, I'm cool. We just got to get the mind to settle. Even if the mind doesn't settle, God's will be done. So you can struggle all you want in your mind, doesn't matter. God's will be done. And I just always say thank you, God, that your will be done, and just give me the peace and strength to accept and live through whatever it is. Amen. Amen, actually. Amen. That's it. Just wanted to touch base on that, and that's where I'm at. Hope everyone's okay inside. Hope your spirit is at peace regardless of what we are enduring. We all seem to be enduring. I don't think there's anyone who's come on here and been too erratic with their emotions. I think everyone's doing well, and I laugh at Dane. It's like, I had an emotional breakdown the other week, but even still, I just see a strong woman. I see a strong woman who endured an emotional breakdown. That's what I see. So I think at times we're doing better than we realize, and that's for me to accept as well about myself. I'm doing better than I realize. Love you guys, and besos. Ah! Oh, I'm smiling. This is good. Feels good. Yeah.